Even on the program printed, it seemed to me like the PDP just wanted a state affair.
Well, I think it was a state affair.
Okay.
I think it was a state affair because on the 10th of January, we'll have a rally, presidential rally coming up.
In Umuahia?
In Umuahia.
Really?
Right at the stadium.
Okay.
So that one will be a national rally. What happened yesterday was a state rally. So whether the presidential candidate was mentioned or not, they don't make any difference. He will be mentioned on the 10th of January.
Okay, but if I had to just pull on you a little bit and just oppose the scenario with what has been happening in other parties, for example, the Labour Party, most of the Guba candidates have been working hand in arm. The federal representative candidate, Federal House of Representatives candidate, also mentioning and trying to point to the top when they are campaigning. It seems like when you used to have the phrase 5 over 5 and from top to bottom it trended. That's not the case with the PDP, is it?
Well, you are giving it an interpretation. For me, the PDP has always, in fact, they developed a new
slogan. Okay.
For the party, 5 over 5.
Yeah.
5 over 5 means from bottom to top, or from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Any way you look at it. So there is Atiku Abubakar is the party's presidential candidate.
Undisputed.
Undisputed. So I don't want to give it a coloration that will generate a problem. No.
But I'll probe further, just a little bit more.
Go ahead and probe.
There's a report that made the rounds where you had asked for the state governor to concentrate on working on infrastructure in the state rather than, his relationship with Wike, in quote, so to say.
Most people don't know my relationship with the governor.
Okay.
Most people don't know. Dr. Okezi Ibazu is my personal friend. We are friends, dating back to 2002. So I think I deserve the right to advise my friend.
Okay, yes, you do.
So
there was a hula baloo of some sort before the primaries.
Yes.
Whether you were going to turn up or not, and pictures flooded social media, even if Vlog voted.
No. You saw me. You saw me at the stadium. So people try to give coloration to issues that shouldn't be.
But what of the scenario that happened at the National Convention, and it seemed like you were the one from this end who was pushing for an Atiku candidacy when every other person was on the part of the governor with Wike?
Thank you. Observe that. You see, why today, how many churches do you have?
A lot of them.
Over 200.
Yeah.
So you go to this one you fancy most. Am I correct?
Does it work like that?
When people were contesting for the presidential ticket of PDP, it behoves of me to choose a candidate or an aspirant that I like most.
So
and I chose.
You like Atiku the most?
Oh yes.
If I had to bring you back home, I'm sorry I'm putting you on the spotlight.
No problem.
But we do have your spokesperson. Before I move on to ask you the next question, there's been some sort of disagreement or out of alignment as regards the position of Chief Kingsley Megwara. He had come on this platform, made certain statements, and when I made reference to it, as the spokesperson of the Atiku campaign organization in Abia State, it was refuted by a member of the state executive on this platform, in the same studio, saying, it's more like Paul I know, Peter I know, but who is Megwara? That was clearly what happened.
But let me tell you something. I was appointed Atiku campaign coordinator.
Yeah.
Months before the convention in Abuja.
Okay.
And after the convention, I was confirmed.
Okay.
And I've been working. In fact, I donated, because of the love I have for Atiku, I donated my house. I furnished and branded it. Nobody gave me, the state did not give me anything. Atiku did not give me money to do that.
Yeah.
I did that because I'm an apostle of Atiku.
You've been there for years.
I've been there for years. From PDM, years of PDM. We were in SDP the same time. So I know him. I know that he's a detribalized person.
How do you feel that he's not been able to achieve, what he wants to achieve, which is the president?
It's always the case in life. If you try, you don't succeed, you try again. You try and try until you succeed. Because I believe that this is the last fight.
Okay.
Atiku will, oh yes.
Win or lose, the last fight?
It's the last fight. Win or lose, but he's going to win. That's my own.
Okay.
So when I was appointed coordinator, it behoves on me to pick people to work with. And knowing the kind of person I think Kingsley Megwara is, I picked him as the spokesperson. And he has been interacting with the spokespeople of Atiku campaign organization, exchanging views, knowing what to say and what not to say. This is the way to do things. So for anybody to come up on radio to say that Megwara,
Paul, I know, Peter, I
no, that's the person's business. It's fine. In fact, I rebuked the person who said that. I told him that you don't have the right to question my appointment. Today, we are in the Atiku presidential campaign team. If by tomorrow anything happens,
do you have other members? Sorry to interject. Do you have other members of the state, executive as part of that?
You should know. I don't know. You should know. I don't know. You are a journalist, and you interact with people. You see what is happening.
Well, I'm certain that some persons have been co-opted, but where I'm driving at, do you have majority of the People's Democratic Party members in Abia State working with you? You are the point man, to ensure that this, dream.
But let me tell you, when I was appointed, what we did was to build a structure around the organization.
Okay.
In the 17 local government, we have coordinators.
Okay.
In our wards, we have assistant coordinators. And in the units, we have 5-member unit commanders. That's the structure. You have assistant coordinator 1 and assistant coordinator 2. The assistant coordinator 1 is Honorable Obiome Ekpem from Aba South. The assistant coordinator 2 is Honorable PC Mba from Bende. So all of us, we sat down and organized this structure to work with. We've been doing very fine. We have a structure that has been projecting Atiku and his ambition in Abia State. If by tomorrow, the Presidential Campaign Council is formed and Charles Ogbonnaya is asked out, what will I do? Or if Atiku calls me tomorrow and said, you ceases to be the coordinator, what will I do? I will have to hands off. But that will not stop us from campaigning for Atiku. We will continue campaigning for Atiku because we see light in the tunnel.
Oh, wow. We are in the tunnel then. Anyway, let me move back to Chief Kingsley. He's not had a go at this ever since this session started here today. And in front of me is that particular press statement released by the acting publicity secretary of the People's Democratic Party in Abia State. He had used words such as unfortunate that Kingsley would choose to expose himself in such an unruly manner, and rather than comport himself among the League of Gentlemen who understands the undercurrents that drive the new Nigerian politics. Goethe, one of the greatest German philosophers, said there is nothing as frightful as ignorance in action. This is one of such cases. Thank you for rectifying that he's a spokesperson.
He is.
Okay. He's been speaking, but
and let me also put you straight to this matter that I don't want us to do anything or interpret whatever the acting publicity secretary of the party has said.
Okay.
He is not the spokesperson. He himself is not the spokesperson for Atiku campaign organization. He is the spokesperson.
Extension.
Please. He is the spokesperson for PDP, our party. But as for the presidential candidate, he is not. By extension, like you said, he can from time, but he is not appointed. He has no letter of appointment to that effect. But we are working for the same organization. Nobody should come up and begin to label each other, call any other person's name. There are so many. you know, Ifeanyi Omere. Ifeanyi Omere is one of the
youth coordinator.
Yes, he's also one of the spokespersons for Atiku campaign organization in Abia. So can anybody wake up to label him that he's not a spokesperson? No.
Well, but there's something I was gunning at, with Chief Kingsley, the fine gentleman seated just to your left, sir.
Yes.
The issue of his initial comment that started this is what I would like to bring to the fore. The issue of the G5 PDP group and the possibility of that thwarting the senatorial ambition of the sitting governor. It brings to mind the fact that if a house is not, how was it said, a house divided amongst itself cannot stand and all that. What are the chances of Atiku winning if Abia State doesn't put his house together? How then can you deliver? That's the word that's used politically now, yeah? How can you now deliver? I want to have a conversation with Megwara, sir, just a moment. First,
can I answer that question before you go to Megwara?
Okay.
I want to draw your attention to what happened in 2019.
Okay.
In 2019, Buhari did not win Abia. Buhari did not win in any of the 5 eastern states. He did not win in any of the south states. In the south, there are 6 states. In the southeast, there are 5 states. He did not win in any of those 11 states, yet he became president. So how can you now ask if Abia is not united politically, that Atiku will not win? It's unfortunate. He will win. Definitely, he will win. We are not working to make him win Abia, but we are working to make an impact. That's what we are saying. And you know the kind of impact we are talking about. 45%, 50% is an impact. We are not working to B2B in Abia. We know Obi will win in Abia. But if, perchance,
you are certain about that?
Oh, yes.
Gives credence to what Chief Megwara had said when he came on the program.
No, let me tell you something. We need to be realistic. I'm not that kind of politician that is over ambitious. I'm not that. But you need to look at things. What the situation on ground? How
and
does
the
it look
clamor
like?
for an Igbo president?
Oh yes. Oh yes. You won't take it out from them. You cannot take away that from them.
But then, do you think that would deter the amount of energy that will be invested in during the campaign? What I mean is resources, logistics, and all.
We're
of that.
employing everything. All you have been seeing in Abia has been a one-man show. Charles
Really?
Obiora Ogbonnaya. I've been doing that alone.
So,
I have not.
Why? I don't want to start dragging because you said I should not drag.
Don't drag. Yes, don't drag.
I'm becoming.
You
so,
remember?
I'm becoming so curious.
No,
I
let me
hope
tell
I don't go
you.
in for it.
You remember? You remember that Paul, the apostle
Yeah.
of Christ, came and took it upon himself to profess Christ
Yes.
on his own, without anybody employing him to do that. He did it
Paul,
more.
after he became one who changed his name, got the.
Yes, Saul, when
Saul
he became Paul.
Paul.
Yes. So he did it much better than those who were called to do it.
Yeah.
So it's exactly what we are saying. I employ every resources I have on this. I don't care the outcome.
Would you describe it as an investment?
Well, if you say it's an investment, I also, yes, I'm a politician. I'm not a Father Christmas.
Christmas is around the corner, sir. Anyway, we'll take a moment, and when we return, I want to have a conversation with Chief Kingsley Megwara. He's just been calm, but then it's good to have a vlog, Chief Charles Ogbonnaya, the coordinator at Atiku Campaign Organization, Abia State, in the studio, trying to ensure that he keeps it straight and clean, and we really do appreciate that. So for now, no shots fired. It's Standpoint, Rapid 96.5. The name is Temple Bar. Be right back.
Let's talk politics, dynamics, and permutations.
It is a concern that we have for our country, Nigeria. This is beyond partisan politics. It's unfortunate. And these are the kind of people who say they are leaders of this country. What example are they showing as leaders of the country?
Let's keep you abreast with the happenings in the polity.
Nigeria is on drink and on oxygen. And how can we get out of this?
I am an employer of the president. I pay the president's salary. I pay the bills of his family. And he must protect me.
Standpoint.
Standpoint.
The the center of all talks of politics.
Standpoint, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. on Rapid 96.5 FM, Umahia.
Small Nigeria, the small Nigeria, the any Nigeria.
Yesterday, the People's Democratic Party of Abia State had their campaign rally at the Umuahia Township Stadium. And of course, members of the Integrity Governors were present. Integrity, is that what I call them? G5 now. That's a political group that has started nationally. And they were present to flag off the campaigns in Abia State. Let's start off from pre that period and the back and forth that's been going on. Chief Kingsley Megwara, you've been on this platform to talk about the Atiku candidacy. You've made some very strong statements as to let's just give him a moment to sort out his headphone. So you made some very emphatic statement. You had said that you're not certain that Atiku will win in Abia State, but you're looking at the numbers to see if you could give him as little as 25% or even more, just to ensure that he gets the numbers here from the state, and that you're working hand in arm with the Atiku campaign organization. But then it just seems like your brothers are not very comfortable with some of the utterances when you emphatically said that the governor, being a part of the integrity group, and definitely calling for the step down of the national chairman, Iocha Ayu, might stop him from achieving his senatorial ambition. I don't want to ask you why you said that, but what are the possibility of the state going with the governor and not giving credence to your activities as per campaigning for Atiku, right? And then Chief Charles had said before now it used to be a one-man show. What if they leave you out in the wind and you do all the talking and convincing yourself? How do you relate to that? How do you react to that, rather?
Well, TC, first of all, I want to thank you very much for allowing us on your program. I also want to thank my boss, Chief Charles Ogbenaya, for also coming in the program today. For the last 3.5 months, we have actively championed everything about Atiku in Abia State. And I will tell you that the man seated here has singularly assembled all of us. I was sleeping in my own bed, JJ, when he called me upon and said, this is what we have to do. And I also recall that 4 years ago, Chief Charles Ogbenaya coordinated Atiku. So I had the impetus to listen to him, not just because he's my elder brother, we both of us are from Umuahia, but he's somebody that I have respected over the years politically. So when he had asked me to serve as the media person for him, I had assembled all of our brightest minds in media here in Abia State, from Ugochukwu Emezue to the rest of them, and I'll come to the office to work for one man, Atiku Abubakar, because we feel and believe that he has the greatest chance of being our next president. So, Chief Charles Ogbenaya, thank you very much for clearing. Kingsley Megwara is not looking for a job. If Chief Charles Ogbenaya asks me to step down today as a spokesperson for the Atiku campaign here in Abia State, I will buy the next available ticket and go back to Atlanta and relax with my kids. That I can do. So, that's what it is. We are looking very ambitious here in Abia State. We have our goals set out. In the meetings that he will call, we will analyze local government by local government, as he had set up 17 local government coordinators in the 17 local government of Abia State. Okay. And we also went down to having units. Really? Five persons per unit. So we are working day and night in that campaign office. And I want to tell you this, TC, it's always good to say the truth in this our business. Most politicians don't say the truth. but it's always good to say the truth. This man here is the arrowhead for the Atiku campaign here in Abia State. Whether anybody wants to say, I don't like to sugarcoat. And by the way, before we came to this program, he had sat me down to say, civility will rule in this program that I'm going to sit with you. If I had come here alone, maybe you would have had another thing they say Kingsley Megwara said, because I like to say the truth. He's been very measured in his utterances here this morning, and I want to leave it like that. I'm going to continue to work with him and work for the Atiku campaign as spokesperson, and I'm drawing from a lot of persons.
Let me interject a little bit. What do? You kick back or you keep going?
You keep going.
But own goal.
Yeah.
If Onye Nabagoko happens to be the man kicking at you, happens to be your brother from your own team, then it's extremely very, very wrong. The statements that I've heard over your airwaves by some actors from our party, instead of furthering and accentuating that which is positive about what we are doing in the Atiku campaign.
Probably we will say because you struck the first blow.
Well, the first blow was an advice. And just like Chief Charles Ogbennia had told you, the governor is my friend. And I'm also working for Atiku. I know what transpired before we went for the national convention and how Chief Charles Ogbennia, amongst other persons, were able to give Atiku Abubakar about 11 of the 17 delegate votes from Abia.
That's correct.
We had 11 of the 17 delegate votes from Abia. So that was to his credit. So when I say, and if you look at the video very well, I said I would advise my friend to do less of the 5G.
But
thing.
it's more like he's all into it. Hosting all of them, being part of the flag of the state party. Is there any going back for Ipazu from G5 governors?
PC, it's important for us in PDP to secure our 3 senators going to the National Assembly.
Okay.
The senatorial race in Abia South is extremely very important to those of us in PDP. So if a PDP man says, please, Mr. Governor, do less of 5G and do more of Obingwa, Ogunabo, and the surrounding areas so that we will have a better chance.
Any of those governors having a second term? Do they have any other
only Seyi Makinde
going for second term?
Yes.
So he's the only one who probably has an ambition of going.
Ugwuanyi is also going for Senate.
Okay.
And I had particularly said, the less and less we do of Wike, the better it will. Honest advice.
Like he's the Achilles heel here.
Honest advice. And I've also said, and Chief Charles Ogbennia would say, I've always said, make sure whatever you are negotiating for Ndiabia is a collective thing. I want to see more of him interacting with Senator T.A.
Okay, just hold your thoughts there. Evilogo.
Yes.
The clamor or the cry for a change in the leadership of the PDP at the national, is it potent? Does it hold water?
It does not.
It doesn't matter.
It does not. Let me tell you something. We've had this scenario for some time now.
Okay.
Our brother Vino Bulafo became national president of PDP when a Northerner, Yaradua, won the presidency of Nigeria.
Okay.
Before then, the chairman of the party was in the north. So what happened? There was a mini convention to revert that.
Okay, so
and
after the elections.
Yes, after the election, and that has been my stand. Why asking for the resignation of Ayu now, when you know that is going to affect the body of the party? Definitely, it's going to devastate the party in no small way. Why not exercise patience?
But that's all the G5 are asking for.
Yes, I agree with them, but the way they are going about it is wrong.
But then there's nothing else apart from change I need
no. Let me tell you. Let me ask you this question.
Because I'm hearing justice, equity.
No, that's correct. Good. Equity, justice. That's good. But let me ask you: if you remove Ayu now, and eventually Atiku did not win election,
okay,
what happens? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I just thought about it. I'm not a member of the party.
No, but I'm telling you that the best thing to do is to exercise patience. We are not running away. Even one of the leaders of G5 or Integrity, Bode George, was affected when he was a national deputy chairman. Was affected because of this.
And there was a bit of a shuffle.
Oh, yes. There has to be reshufflement immediately after the presidential election, and by the grace of God, if Atiku wins, then the chairmanship will come to the South.
Southeast or South? Any particular order?
No, you ask them that question. It's a question you ask the G5. I don't want to be deceived by anybody. And that's why I'm asking them, sheath your sword, let us finish this presidential election, and then the convention, a mini convention will come up to remove the chairman. And then another chairman will come from the South, Southeast, South, anywhere.
We had hoped for some form of reconciliation between the two actors, the two presidential aspirants before Atiku became the candidate of the PDP, Wike and Atiku. Obviously, Atiku is a senior player. Let me describe it that way. He's been there, done that, the former vice president. And would it be too small or too big, rather, a task or a project for him to try to draw Wike into his fold to close or seal up whatever loopholes and water that's leaking? Well, everybody have been coming.
I'm sure something is happening.
Okay.
I am very sure that before the end of December, that will arrive at something. Let us not go
preempting.
Oh no, let us just go the other way.
All right, the program is The Standpoint. It's Rapid 96.5. And of course, I do have in the studio the coordinator, Atiku Campaign Organization in Abia State, Chief Charles Ogbonnaya Ivuloko. To his left is the spokesperson of the campaign organization in Abia State, Chief Kingsley Megwara. The OB movement is a threat to all other presidential candidates. And you've admitted that it might be nearly impossible for him not to win in Abia. Chief Kingsley, what measures are you employing, in sensitizing people to ensure that your candidate is the one that will be voting for during the polls?
Well, the measures include what we are doing here today, trying to make sure people understand what is going on. It's extremely very important for our party to make sure that we put up a fight. As I predicted in my last interview with you, it will be extremely impossible to not see OB do very well in the eastern part of our country, having come from this area.
But does it surprise you that, the candidacy of OB is, not surprised. Does it worry you that the candidacy of OB is based on tribal sentiment, the clamor for an Igbo president? Well, and as an Igbo man, how do you fit into that equation?
Well, I'm a politician, and that's what it is. And you can see who I'm wearing. I'm in PDP. I'm not in Labour Party. They would have to figure out their pathway to the presidency. We are figuring out our pathway and letting people know that of all the presidential candidates, that our candidate is the most knowledgeable, having served as vice president for 8 solid years. And Atiku is different in a lot of ways from the other candidates. The experience is there. The fact that he has the capacity, because he's very knowledgeable and been successful as a businessman, and the fact also that he's healthy. So those are the points we are putting up and letting people know. It's extremely important, TC, that whoever succeeds Buhari must begin work from day one. From day one. It's not let me use 1 year to study the landscape. No. The country is in a very terrible situation, and that's why we are clamoring for Atiku Abubakar, whom we think understands the problems of this country from day one. We think he will be hands-on from day one. Everybody is running to be president. Atiku Abubakar is running to be president and commander-in-chief.
What does that mean?
The president and commander-in-chief at the time when the security architecture of this country is zero. A commander-in-chief.
The other presidential candidates do not have an idea.
No, I don't think. Not to take anything away from them. I don't think that they are as knowledgeable as Atiku Abubakar when it comes to the security situation of this country. Atiku Abubakar sat in the Federal Executive Council for 8 years as vice president. Okay. That's enough knowledge 101, and none of the other candidates can boast of that. It's a sharp distinction between being the governor of Lagos State or governor of Anambra State and being vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's what Atiku brings to the table.
Let's take a look at numbers. You've been talking about numbers. You've done your statistics, analysis, and all of that. Chief Charles had mentioned that the People's Democratic Party had won in Abia State 219,698 votes as against the closest rival in APC 85,058 votes. But that wasn't enough to make him president, as President Buhari, who faced a former vice president, won 19 states while the PDP won 18. Very close. He came very close. Yes. But then looking at the numbers now and the fact that you have registered voters between the ages of 18 and 19. You have more female voters, 105,059 as of the last statistics. But then if you walk down that demography down to 39, you have more people registered between the ages of 30 and 39, more than 20 to 29, and more than 40 to 49. And the number drops that way. So you have an elite, a high pool of elite, working class, mature voters with that population there between 30 to 39. And if you include the 20 to 29 bracket, it increases. And these are the people who are social media suave. These are the people who are clamoring for a Peter B candidacy. And it seems as though it's not a worry to you if you've not begun co-opting young people. Yes, I know that you do have a coordinator for youth, but then what has that translated to? How many young people fancy the Atiku ideology?
Okay, thank you very much. But election is decided at the polling unit.
Yeah.
Not on social media. Mm-hmm. In my ward, Urban Ward 1 in Umuahia, not local government, there are about 100 polling units.
Okay.
So the election is going to be decided in these 100 units and not on the pages of newspaper or social media. And I bet
it will be declared on those places.
It will be decided there. The voting will be done there. So those of them who are shouting, like I said, I will not make the mistake of saying PDP will beat Obi, Atiku will beat Obi in Abia State. I will make that mistake because of the consciousness of our people today on Igbo presidency. But as for young people, old people, and you don't know that there are so many of the young people that don't have PVC. Will you be surprised to hear that?
I do have mine.
Well, I don't know. If you show me your own, I know you have. But there are so many of them who don't have. But they shout Obi, 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 yet they don't have. I tell you something. I have somebody I trained at the university.
Okay.
And she saw me wearing Atiku, and she called me, "Daddy, what are you doing?" I am obedient.
And then we did.
I said, "Okay, that's okay. I'm articulated. If you're obedient, that's all right." And then the Saturday she came and demanded for
an Atiku cap.
No money. I said, "Okay, I will not give you money except you give me or show me your PVC."
Okay.
Lo and behold,
no
she doesn't have.
Or maybe the registration.
She claimed Ganata.
So, yes, well, I could also attribute that hesitation on the part of young people. We had started an organization, Concerned Youth of Nigeria, and tried to bring some INEC staff into pubs, into public places, and have fun while they're doing registrations. I don't know how many campaign organizations have, tried to key into that ideology of getting people to,
Bara, let me tell you something. Don't begin to accuse INEC.
Okay.
Let me tell you. In Umuahia North, he took charge of his own ward. I took charge of my own ward.
Yeah.
I made sure that these officers of INEC visit units to distribute cards. At the end of every day, they go home with cards without people coming to collect.
So what do you attribute to that?
We notify it. That's what you're saying. The young men rush to go and register. Go and collect these PVCs. They are not collecting. So whose fault is it? Is it the fault of INEC or the fault of the people that registered?
Phone lines have been blinking. People want to ask questions and contribute. 0916-0333-965. 0916-0333-965. Just hold your thoughts. You would share them. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and contribution or question. You have 1 minute, please.
Okay. I don't think that 1 minute will be enough.
1 minute, please. Stick to the time.
Who say man know there's the name? I'm calling from Umaya. Good morning, Chief Charles Obia Obonaya and Chief Kingsley Megwa.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please, I thank you once again for coming on air to discuss the issue of how your presidential candidate is going to emerge and to lecture people between the allegation and counter accusations against Chief Kingsley Megwa by party chieftain in Abia State. I say my candid advice is Abia is PDP and PDP is just a big one family where we are supposed to be treating our individual differences in a house. So I thank God the way you guys manage it instead of throwing back stones. And I believe that the person that might have attacked or accused somebody, Chief Kingsley Megwa, might have taken precaution of what happened in case of next time, how to address issues. Then secondly, like Chief Charles Obonaya said, I visited Unit 037. You know, most people, they will come and try to kill you for supporting a candidate. But unfortunately, everybody has his fundamental right or who to vote for or who you are supporting. In Abia State, most times, or my area, if you mention somebody's name or presidential candidate's name, they will look as if that you are contributing taboo. Fortunately, in Ebonyi State, the governor of Ebonyi State has told us that he's supporting Tinubu, which is his presidential candidate. In Imo State, the governor of opposite said that he's supporting Tinubu. Those people are from Igbos. They've just Soludo just said it has become a problem. In politics, there is a zero between politics and how politicians reason and how we see things. I'm believing and praying that God will help us to allow this 2023 presidential or every election in Abia State to come peacefully, so that anybody that emerge, God will continue.
All right, thank you very much. So we can have other people contribute. Hello, good morning to you. Good
Hello.
Morning. Yes, good morning. Glad to have you.
Yeah, TC, good morning.
Your name and your contribution.
Good morning, my leaders, Evulogi Beko, and my own brother, Chief Kingsley Megwa. My name is Honorable Hart. I'm calling from Umekwa in Afugiri.
Thank you.
I am very grateful for this program, the way they are explicitly telling us, giving us informations. I am a PDP member, and the PDP is in me. All I know and I believe is that we are having it 5/5 in these general elections.
Thank you.
Whatever anybody feels, it is his own personal concern. For me and my family, PDP has our votes, and PDP will receive our support. God bless Rapid FM. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Kingsley.
Well, I'm very happy that most of our callers are very appreciative of what we're doing. What you see me and Chief Charles Obonaya do here is what we do every day, marketing our presidential candidate. We want to urge every one of us in PDP. It's a collective effort. Now is the time for all of us to pull together the cohesive forces of brotherhood and sisterhood that binds us together as party people and pull together for our presidential candidate here in Abia State. Our presidential candidate here in Abia State is very vulnerable because of the Peter Obi factor. However, following what Chief Charles Obonaya had said, we have our projections for what we want to
Let
achieve.
me come back to Chief Charles. Meanwhile, you can get the calls coming in. We'll take some more calls in the next 3 minutes and wrap things up. 0916 0333 965. 0916 0333 965. You can follow live streams on our social media handle, facebook.com rapid965 FM. Just in case you're tuning in and you want to catch up, all you have to do is play back and follow through. I've got questions and some contributions on social media. But Chief Charles, Peter Obi, on a scale of 1 to 100, what are his chances of winning the presidential elections?
I don't know.
What about your principal?
Yes, my principal is a known person in Nigeria.
Yeah, I'm sure you've done your permutations.
Yeah, I've done that. I might not be correct. And you see opinions here and there. I've done my own. I know that Atiku will win.
On a scale of 1 to 100?
If you, I'm giving him about 70% of winning. I don't have any doubt about that. All things being equal.
Ceteris paribus.
Yes. Let me also chip in a little bit with what my boss have just said. Bara, we've sat in the strong room to look at the numbers, and if you know our game, it's a game of number.
Yeah.
It's no sentiment. It's not my brother. It's a game of numbers. Yes. It just looks like the numbers are adding up every day for Atiku Abubakar, and not to take away anything from our brother Peter Obi or Asiwaju Tinubu. It just looks like the numbers are adding up every day. And in the last interview, you and I had x-rayed why I had said so, and I have given you my own elementary assessment of where we are. But when we sit as a committee and look at our numbers in the state and nationally, we know where our strengths are, we know where our weaknesses are. Our strengths are telling us that the numbers are adding up for Atiku Abubakar. He may just be your next president.
You're not among. Are you going back to Atlanta? So Jolly Ezenwa says, for the record, go and verify. Titi Atiku Abubakar pet project Wycliffe transformed into today's NAPTIP is an agency under the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs. Atiku is not just a unifier but also a builder. Nigeria needs superior experience, and His Excellency Atiku Abubakar Waziri Adamawa is the man for the job. Nigeria say Atiku. Jolly Ezenwa. With that, one more call before we run out of the studio. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, Mr. Bara.
Yes, good morning. What's your name?
Yes, my name is Comrade Ucho Kuroka, calling you from Opera Avenue. Good morning, Chief Charles Obona and Kiki Megwara.
Good morning, my brother.
Yeah, thank you. I take this morning on this debate. It's necessary that you bring this so that you get opinions of audience, especially those that are going to vote concerning voting Atiku Abubakar or Peter Obi or Asiwaju Ahmed Bola. It's obvious that the three presidential candidates that we have at stake have proven records in the past. But one stands out. I'm not going to campaign for anybody. And my question to Chief Charles Obona is it justifiable for a Fulani man to take over from another Fulani man after 8 years in office? Is it justifiable in a Nigerian society that has a different cultural and ethnic cultural background,
I think he gets
ethnic
the question.
background,
1
and all
minute,
that?
14
That is
seconds.
my question to him.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm a PDP man, and I tell people, since 1999, the South has produced more presidents than the North. Check the record. I don't care what APC is doing or what another person is doing. I'm campaigning for my party. In 1999, Obasanjo became president from the South. In 2007, Yar'Adua became president and lasted only 2 years in office. And then Jonathan became president from the South. So since the formation of PDP, it's only one Northerner that has emerged president in PDP and has done only 2 years. So is it justifiable that in the party we all owned that no Northerner will be president for 2 terms? Is this justifiable? I don't care who a Fulani man is or who an Igbo man is or Yoruba man, but I'm a PDP man. So things are followed systematically in our own party and not in APC or any other party.
I'll take that as the final word on the program today. We are practically out of time.
Let me use this opportunity to wish my principal a happy birthday. Today is Atiku's birthday. I pray God will continue to give him strength, wisdom, and make him the president of Nigeria come 2023.
Okay.
And TC, I want to use this opportunity to appeal to all of us in PDP that now is the time for all of us to pull together and face the common challenge. And the common challenge is to make sure that the APC government is out of power so that we can begin to put back confidence into to Nigeria and begin to rejig Nigeria and make life a little better for the average man and woman out there.
Well, that's the much we can take on the standpoint today. We've had in the studio the Atiku Abubakar Campaign Organization Coordinator, Chief Charles Ogbonnaya Evulogo, and of course the spokesperson of the campaign organization in Chief Kingsley Megwara. You can catch this video, watch the clip again on our social media platform, Rapid 965 FM. Many thanks to Jude, who is on the back end, switching left to right. And of course the producer, Bright Agoyambaba, Mr. Nyobuchi Ogbonna, and the executive producer, John Nkamiang. My name is Temple Bara. Have a great day and happy weekend.